Hey guys, so I'm just gonna this is a really bad angle. So I'm kind of just gonna sit here and talk about and I'm gonna leave this video up about what's going on right now in this country. And it's a it's a harsh reality that a lot of us black and brown people face in this country. And the anxiety of black people. I don't think people realize that there are a lot of young black men and women and brown people who suffer from anxiety and depression and who have fears that most people who don't look like us have to live with on a day-to-day basis. We deal with things that most people don't have to deal with. Even here on YouTube, we deal with a lot of prejudices, even dealing with algorithms. So it's just it's sad to see so many innocent people losing their life. And I'm not and I'm it's hard because people always talk about black on black crime and they never talk about white on white crime, and they always talk about police brutality. But I know for a fact, after working in the criminal justice system, working at the state prison, the images that they portray of black on black crime, and when people say nobody says anything about black on black crime, but we always cry when it's a police officer killing us. The truth is, black on black crime is no higher in the African American community than it is in the white community, the Asian community, or the Hispanic community. And I know that for a fact. And I know that most violent crimes that are committed in this country are not always young black men. But we seem to be getting killed, arrested, charged at a disproportionate rate to our ratio, our population, our populace in this country, I'll say. I usually don't talk about race or political things on my channel. But I will say that what is going on is nothing new. I experienced racism in the Midwest. Like, people are so shocked that this stuff is happening in the Midwest, more in the Deep South. And these are just my personal thoughts. Okay? I lived out in the Midwest. And I can honestly say I experienced more racism in the Midwest than I have ever experienced living in the South. Now, some people might say, well, how is that possible? Y'all know I lived in Kansas, in the middle of nowhere, outside of a military installation. And I am from Mobile, Alabama. Now, Mobile has its issues. But I don't ever remember facing the amount of racism and discrimination that I faced in the Midwest. So people have this idea that the South, people in the South are more racist. They're racist, but they tend to behave themselves more than people in the Midwest. I'll say that much because they you know who they are out there. In the South, people kind of hide, they scary because it's really frowned upon. But out there, it's rampant. And that's why we keep seeing a lot of these killings and things that spark in these towns out in the Midwest and in the central USA, because they are very racist and they're very open about it, and they let you know it. I'm not surprised that people are in the streets rioting. I said this to my husband a few months ago, that this is all gonna boil over and they're gonna burn this bitch down. And my husband's like, I don't think it'll get that bad. Well, y'all, it is that bad. Um, and it's sad. It's sad that we live in a world where the only way black people and brown people and can get the attention of the politicians and the corporations is to cry out in such a manner that we prefer to. Not black people, I don't think that we're, people have this idea that we're more violent. And the truth is that we're not. We're not as violent. We're caring. We are very accepting. We're very forgiving culture of people. We invite people into our culture, even in situations to where we're not invited in. We welcome everybody, but there are places where we're not welcome. But you can come break bread with us and eat with us, but we can't come into yours. And that's what bothers me. And I get nervous and I get scared because I keep thinking, like, Cameron is 8 years old. How are we going to protect him when he's 16 and he gets his license? How are we going to protect him if he have just one of those stupid teenage moments? Black boys are not allowed some of the same mistakes that their white peers are. Even Hispanic boys. They make a mistake, they're ruined for life. And then you may get little Johnny who goes in the courtroom and does the same thing, and he gets a slap on the wrist. He's not a criminal. And just in the way how they deal with it. Even, working in the prison, it was times where I had to file complaints against white officers. And they were like, well, you shouldn't do that. We should stick together. And this is in the prison. But I learned quickly that I'm not sticking with y'all ass because I'm not going to jail for y'all. But they would just do things to the black inmates. And there were times where I did have to write statements and speak out about it. And it was frowned upon by them, but not by us. Because we understood that not everybody in prison is guilty who look like us. And even just dealing with my husband being in the military, people act like people in the military aren't racist. I'm gonna just debunk that shit, okay? People act like people in the military, police force, doctors, nurses. Racism comes in all forms, shapes, ethnic groups. It don't matter education level. It comes in many different forms. And that's the sad part. We live in a society that, we live in a society where everything is based on our race. They say on the application that you don't have to identify your race or your gender. The truth is if you don't identify your race or your gender on an application, then your application is pushed. And what people also don't know in this country, your social security number is linked to your race. So even if you don't put your race, most people know that certain numbers at the end of your social security number identify your race, or the numbers at the front, at the beginning, can identify your race. So the first three numbers, I think, in your social security number can identify your race. And people don't know that. So we live in a society where our race is everything. I've looked at birth certificates from all over the world, and never do they identify with your race. No country other than the United States, except for countries who dealt with apartheid and stuff like that, they don't identify on their birth certificates or when they're applying for jobs or school their race. So racism is deeply embedded in our country. Why does it matter? Why do I have to identify as black or white or Asian or Hispanic when I put in an application? That's crazy. So we really need to look at how this country is doing things. because it's something wrong. It's something really wrong with how we're doing things. You know, it's like when you're born, you already get the stamp I'm black because they put it on your birth certificate. So that's already one strike against you. If your birth certificate says doesn't have a father's name, then that's another strike against you. Um, where you're born can be another strike. It, it's crazy to me. It's insane, you know. And I know that black kids are mistreated in school. I know that there's a difference in how they're treated with behavior problems. We witnessed this happen to Cam when he was a little boy, when he was little in preschool. He was he was always a very happy child. He always liked going to daycare. But when he started going to like pre-K, he was going to a predominantly white school, and he had a lot of problems. They were saying that he was angry, he was combative, and we couldn't figure out what was going on because Cam's never been angry and never combative, and he did have some anger issues, and he was really upset. He ended up going to school half a day, and then after that they just told him he couldn't come back to school. um and he was in pre-K, and I really think it affected him in kindergarten too, because he went to a school where he was mistreated, and the school actually ended up being on the news for mistreating another little black boy the same way they did Cameron. It wasn't the first time. They accept them into the school, but they mistreat them, and they kind of outcast them, and they don't treat them like the other kids. And I knew then that, this is what we're gonna have to deal with him in school, and it automatically caused anxiety for me, because Cameron is a very sweet child, but we could all see it. It was very obvious, not just black people, but everybody could see that he was clearly being mistreated and taken advantage of because he was a young black boy and he came from a single parent home. And that's how I felt. So when he did go to kindergarten and school, he did a lot better. I mean, he had his moments, but he wasn't like they were saying. They totally painted him out to be a really disruptive child. Everything that normal little kids would do, was in a file. And I just thought that was crazy that they were branding him a bad child at such a young age. As smart as he is, you had to have a certain level of intelligence to get into the school. Cam was writing, he was spelling, he was doing his numbers. He was ahead of actually most of the kids. So I know it wasn't because he couldn't do the work. So that's one thing we've had to deal with. And I worry about, him getting older. I worry about my cousins. I worry about my husband. I worry about a lot of the men around me. What could happen to them? Like, I worry, like, if I produce a child and he's a son, how am I supposed to let him go out into the world and feel safe and be able to go to sleep, or be able to sit at my job or sit at home and be okay mentally without having to worry about if he's going to be killed in the streets by somebody chasing him just because he looks suspicious, or by a police officer because his windows may look like they're tinted too darkly, or his music might be a little too loud, which is stuff that most teenagers do, or he gets mistaken. I'm just really concerned, and it makes you fearful, and I don't want to be one of those people who look at people different, but I feel like I'm looking at people who don't look at me different now. Like, I'm looking like, are you gonna do something shady? And I don't want to be that type of person, but how do I keep my mind from going there? Like, how do we as black people, how do we as black women, like, how do we do it? I instantly, when I saw that video of that guy being killed by that police officer, my thought was, as a aunt of a black boy and seeing and talking to people that I know who have black sons, when that man cried out for his mama, that was heart wrenching. Like, I instantly thought about, oh my God, what if I had a son and they were doing that to him and he was crying out for me and I couldn't help him? Like, I don't know if white America can ever understand the heartbreak that millions of black mothers around the world felt when they saw that happening. Like, we black women in general, we feel anxiety when our black men are stopped by the police. But then to see it, like, how many black women are sitting up looking at their sons completely petrified of what could happen to them? You know, why do we have to have certain talks with our boys? Why do we have to tell them how to react? You know, why do we have to tell them to be careful all the time? Watch what you do, where you go, who you with, how long you in the store. Don't take no bags. Don't put your hands in your pocket. When the police up, put your hand on the steering wheel. You know, like, why do we have to have these conversations to keep our kids safe? Why do we have to talk to our kids about race when little Johnny can go out the door and he's fine? Why do we have to do it? Why? Why do I have to be worried um, about my husband's safety or my nephew's safety or my future son's safety more than the next woman of another race? Why do I have to be so concerned about my male loved ones? What's going to happen to them when they walk out the door? I don't agree with rioting or burning down cities or burning down police stations, which we know some of the rioting, some of the burnings of the buildings um, were actually started by police officers. Um, so we know that is what happened in some places. The police is, I'm not going to say the city because we all know they actually started some of the looting and they got their ass on camera. Um, I don't agree with it, but I can see how it can build up, how the anger, the frustration can build up. Peaceful protests, we do that. Nothing happens. We march. We don't buy. We boycott Black Friday. We do all of that and nothing changes. So I think the natural thing to come was going to be violence. And I don't want to see a situation in the next coming months or years where innocent police officers are being killed, because this has happened where people have retaliated against police officers, and sometimes the police officers who get called up in these retaliations are actually good officers. I don't want to see this happen, but I feel like that's going to be what starts to happen. People are going to start, you know, targeting officers. You know, I have a friend who's an officer. He never takes the same way home because he's afraid, because he had a partner at one time who was not on the up and up, and his partner got followed and some things happened and he got beat up, and they don't know who beat him up or who did what to him, but they suspect it was probably some of the people he roughed up and did something to. So he moves every year, and he never takes the same way home when he leaves his precinct. And that's one of the duties of the job. I mean, that's one of the things of the job. And he's a white guy, but he's, you know, he even said like some of the shit that some of these officers do ain't right, and you know he's contemplating about quitting law enforcement. You know, because if you do testify or you do go against them, they do horrible things to the officers. So the code blue is really a thing. and they lose their careers too when they testify. You know, they can't, people don't trust them or whatever. So there are good officers out there, but the retaliation they face keeps them from coming forward or saying anything. And it's sad. It's sad, and I'm afraid. I'm scared. I'm scared for this country. I'm terrified for my Cameron. Because he's going to be a big boy. He's going to be threatening to white people, I feel. I imagine Cameron being about 6'2", very muscular and handsome. Because he's going to be a big boy. He's a big little boy. And my fears for him. And then I think about my nephew age. He's a big boy. He's 13. He's 5'6". He's a big boy. And he has autism. I worry about if he has an encounter with a police officer and they doesn't understand that he has autism. What are they going to do to him? What's going to happen to him? You know? What if he's at a point where he's just not able to communicate or talk? What are they going to do to my baby? He has autism. He can't communicate the way that some people do. Yes, he can go and do things by himself, but if he's scared or he's nervous, he's not going to react the way that most kids would, most teenagers, most men. What are they going to do to him if they're scared of him and he's not handling things the way they feel he should? What's going to happen to him? I have a lot of fear. I have a lot of anxiety, and I'm totally terrified. And even now, you know, y'all, I mean, some of the things, I'm just going to say, some of the things I've encountered since becoming a military wife, this is no shade towards the military, but um, people from all races, all ethnicities, all economic backgrounds, all genders come into the military. And believe it or not, the breaking down that basic training is only to break them down to teach them how to be a soldier. It does not wipe out completely who they are or how they feel about people or anything. Those are just things that have to happen as they grow. But I will tell you for a fact, there is a lot of racism in the military. And I have seen firsthand what happens to a black soldier who breaks curfew and what happens to a white soldier who breaks curfew. It's one here, one here. You know, how they deal with them when things go wrong. Even command. You know, lucky here we have good command. Our command here is awesome. But I seen some things at Fort Riley. I experienced some things with command, a spouse that was so mind blowing that even the other spouses that were non-African American, Hispanic, the white women was like, that was fucking racist. And I had no idea that's how some people were. People, I mean, it's bad. I mean, most people in the military, they try to hide it because they don't want to lose their career. They just use the codes. They use everything to throw at the soldiers to kind of break them down or ruin their careers or bust them down in rank. Like, they do everything they can. And I feel like sometimes you have a lot of soldiers who are fighting for their jobs, their ranks, their promotions, because of their race. You know, especially before they get to a situation to where they're going to boards. You know, when they're just doing, boards, they don't put your race or anything in there. But they still see your picture, so they know you black or white, right? But you just see, I've seen a lot with the military, and you know, I have, and I never experienced. I'm not gonna lie. I never experienced true racism until I moved to Kansas. Like, if I told y'all some of the stories, y'all would be mortified. Like, mortified. Like, I literally, hey honey, I literally had to quit my job at a grocery store in the town of Manhattan. I can say the name of the store because I don't. I was working at this grocery store called Ray's Apple Market, and it just seemed like everything was just crazy. I was getting discriminated against by this Korean lady. She didn't like me because she knew I was like Asian and black. And then I had the customers. I had some of the store employees. I had another black girl who worked there, but she was a straight up crackhead. And they kind of just mistreated her anyway, but she needed a job because she didn't want to go back to prison. She was on meth, I think. But y'all, some of the stuff I put up in the store, um, I had a customer. He was an older white guy. He would come in. He would stare at me. One day I was bending down to front a shelf. I wasn't on the register, and he grabbed my whole ass. Like, he grabbed my whole ass, and I hit him. And I went and told the manager, and he just, the manager didn't do anything. He's like, oh, he's an older guy. He's just probably attracted to you. And I'm like, yo, y'all need to call the cops. Like, that's wrong. Like, he doesn't have the right to touch me. And the management, they didn't do nothing. They just thought I was overreacting. And I was like, would he do that to her? Would he do that to her? He had never did it to any of the white females in the store. And I had talked to them and asked them had that ever happened to them because it was like a small store, and they said no. And when I said that to management, like, they know him by name, they did nothing. They thought I was just overreacting. A couple days later, he came into the store, and he was paying for his stuff, and I was checking him out, and he grabbed my hand and was like, if it was a 30 years ago, I could take it and nobody could stop me, and it would be nothing nobody could do. You would just be mine, you black bitch. He was like in his 70s. And y'all, I was so blow. First of all, I was hot because he hadn't touched me. And he called me a black bitch, and he basically told me he could rape me and nobody could do nothing if it was 30 years ago. Y'all, I lost it. I lost it up in that store. I cussed his old ass out. I cussed him from the back of the store to the front of the store. I scared his ass. He was shaking when I got through with him. I told him, I don't know where the fuck you think I'm from, but honey, in Alabama, this shit don't fly. And I don't know what y'all do in Kansas, but you about to get your old ass whooped. And they they literally had to pull me to the back of the store. And when they took me to the back of the store, the manager asked me what happened, and I told him. So he said, well, you can just go home for the day. But not me. I did not go home. I went straight to the police department. And they looked at me like I was crazy. And I told them I'm pressing charges. I already had his name. I'm pressing charges, and I'm putting out a restraining order. And I told them about all the instances I had in the store. Well, I did all of that. And um, I put out a warrant for harassment and assault for him grabbing my ass. And for what he did in the store. And I couldn't get not one witness from the store. He contacted the store, I guess, after because he did get arrested. He contacted the store, and he was talking about he was going to sue the store, and I should, they asked me. I told them, no, I'm not dropping the charges. And I didn't. They didn't do nothing to his ass. But I went dropping the charges. I didn't give a damn how old he was. I was followed in the store. You know, when you go in like TJ Maxx and Marshalls, I was in the store looking for a wallet. I picked up the wallet and one of the alarms went off on another purse. And the lady started screaming that I was stealing. It was crazy, y'all. Like, living in Kansas, I had no idea that people were still dealing with racism on that level. Even when we would go to Missouri, Missouri was the worst. Unless you were like in Kansas City, Missouri, or Kansas City, Kansas. But when you go into those small towns or when you're passing through, bro, don't even stop. Get your gas on, get your gas when you get to a bigger city. Like when you see a major city or a truck stop, get your gas. Don't stop in small towns because they stare at you, they look at you, they don't want you to use the bathrooms. I'm telling you, it was. I was like, why they even send us to Kansas? And I just keep thinking like, this is what it is. We not even human to some people. I know I'm human. I'm sure y'all know we human. But black people are not even human. They treat us like we animals. And the crazy thing is that, you know, we're also very underpaid, grossly underpaid, especially black women. And the crazy thing about it is, African American women are some of the most educated women in this country. Some of the most skilled women. We have the highest rate of entrepreneurship, and we still get paid less than anybody. And then we still have to worry about if our sons are going to be hunted down in the street. I'm just sad. I'm sad for all the people who got hurt. I'm sad for all the people who getting arrested. I'm sad for the people who die. I'm sad. It's messing with me. And I'm scared because I got two incredible young men that I love. And I know that we got to prepare to send them out into the world. A world who don't like them and don't trust them, but that love they swag. The world love a black man's swag. They love our culture. They like our fades. They like our gold teeth, our fly style. They love our men. They love our culture. But they don't really love us though. They love what we represent, what they think we represent, but they don't really love us. They see us as a threat. They see us as a threat. And even into how police handle black women. Like, I know for a fact I had a cop talking crazy to me, and I just was like, okay, I wasn't speeding. Yeah, I know you wasn't speeding, but where are you going? I've never seen this tag before. Sir, I'm military. Okay. Well, when are you going to get your tags changed over, sir? I don't have to change my tags over. I'm military. I'm not a resident of this state. I am just here because my husband is on leave. He's on duty here. We're stationed here. Military people don't have to change their tags or their ID, their license if they don't want to when they transfer to a different place. That's how you hold on to your residency. He followed me. This cop followed me for 2 weeks on my way to work every morning. Every morning when I lived in Kansas. Every morning that he was on duty, he followed me. And one morning, he finally pulled me over. And I knew it was going to be some shit. He wrote me a ticket. but I wasn't speeding. And I said, I wasn't speeding. He said, I know you weren't. But he still wrote me a speeding ticket for 5 miles over. His dumb ass didn't realize that I was recording him. I recorded the conversation. I didn't hold the phone up in his face. But I recorded the conversation and it got kicked out of court. Just because my tags wasn't a Kansas tag. Like, y'all, that was whack. And he said he couldn't write me a ticket for that, so he said I was going 5 miles over the speed limit. That's what we dealt with in Kansas. Going in the restaurants, sometimes they did like sometimes we just wouldn't go to certain restaurants, y'all, in that little town of Manhattan, Kansas. And I know y'all done seen Manhattan, Kansas on the news for blackface. Kansas State, K-State. Yo, that shit was crazy. Like, some restaurants we went one time, we just was like, yo, we don't want to eat here. Like, let's just pay for our drinks and go. Because you just knew they was going to spit in your food. We had 4 restaurants in that whole town, sit-down restaurants we could go in and eat. The rest of them, and they had a lot of nice little mom-and-pop restaurants, but we didn't feel comfortable going in there. Can you imagine me as a chef wanted to go and try food at a restaurant that's got good reviews, but I know I can't take my black ass in there because they might do something to my food? And I'm not paranoid. I see how the waitress looking at me. I see how the host looking at me. I see how they treating us. No, just let me pay for my drinks and let me get the fuck out of here. I'm not eating. Because I know what people do in kitchens. Even though they're not supposed to. You ain't finna kick my bun on the floor or spit on it and stick it on the grill. Hell no. So we only had certain places we go. We would just have to leave and go to Kansas City. Even here in Dalton, I'm still dealing with Dillards about the police officer. Yeah, it's the truth about the police officer in Dillards who followed me through the store. 3 women walked in the store. I'm the only one who got followed. And when I asked the store manager what was going on, he couldn't really tell me nothing. I'm still dealing with that, y'all. If y'all been here on my channel, then y'all know that I had an incident in Dillards with the Dalton police officer. So I don't go to Dillards no more. I don't shop in Dillards here. I paid my bill off and I'm done with their ass. Cause it's been over a year. A year and a half. I'm still dealing with that shit. And they ain't do nothing. And he was off duty with his fucking belt on, and he did not identify himself as a police officer, but he had his service weapon. I knew he was wrong then, because I worked in law enforcement. People say correctional officers don't know shit, but yeah, we have to know a little bit more than most police officers, because correctional officers are considered part-time peace officers, unless some pop off, like somebody escaped, or if, like in South Carolina, if SLED say all hands on deck, or some crazy shit going on, then we become full-time law enforcement. So we have to know all the laws for law enforcement in South Carolina, and we have to know all laws for the civilians, a lot of them. It's sad. Yes, it is sad. It's very sad. I miss my grandfather every day, but I'm happy that he ain't here to see this stupid shit, because he went through the struggle. He know. My grandmama, they know. They already knew our struggle before we knew. I grew up blind as hell thinking that all white people were good unless they showed us something. But I'm not saying that all of them are bad, but if you ignore what's going on and how we being treated, then you're no better than the ones who's doing it. It's simple. If you don't say nothing, if you don't acknowledge the injustice, if you ain't out here marching with us, if you're not talking about it, You part of the problem. You can't be my friend and not address the issue. And I said that for years. And people looked at me crazy. Now everybody's saying it. But you know, my grandfather, if you look up Dallas County, Alabama, it was the racist county to live in the state of Alabama. They hung more black people in Dallas County than anywhere else in this country and in this state. And my grandfather came from a very well educated black family. Both his parents were school teachers and they went to Tuskegee University. He was very smart. However, he was a very tall, big guy, him and his brothers. So when they got up to a certain age, they left. They went to Montgomery, went to Mobile. My grandfather was in the military. I have a picture of him. I thought I had one on my desk. But my grandfather was a very big guy. And his family always feared because of his height and his build. He's big, he's strong, that something would happen to him. So he went to Mobile to stay with a cousin after he finished school because they didn't want anything to happen to him in Dallas County because literally him being so big, so tall, deep voice, he was a threat. And they wanted to neutralize the threats back in those days. So you have a lot of times when people are like, well, oh, such and such back then, they sent their boys to the city or they moved off. They sent their kids, their males and stuff away a lot of times to the cities, to family members, to get them out of the backwoods because they didn't want them swinging from a tree. That's the reality of black people. That wasn't even 100 years ago. You know? That's the truth. I think I got a picture of him right here in this book. But yeah, my grandfather was sent. He was sent away. Because of how big he was. And they didn't want anything to happen to him. He didn't want to leave the country. But he didn't have a choice. Because that was the difference between him living or him possibly being killed. And that's the crazy thing. People don't talk about it. So they sent him to the city. These are high school pictures, some of them. This is a picture of me in the 9th grade. Can you all see that? They said change that much. I'm trying to find a picture of Dad. But it's crazy. Now I had looked at some of these pictures and I don't know how long. But he left the city. He left his town because of racism. He had to leave because he didn't want to end up on a tree. It's probably over here. Yep, here it is, y'all. Grab it in a second. So here's a picture of my grandfather. He was a big, tall guy. This was my papa. So he left. He left home. My grandmother, her family was from Louisiana. See, we can trace our racism and how our families got. I can trace how my family got to where they were on my mom's side. My grandmother's mother, my grandmother was originally from Louisiana. Something went wrong. Racial issue. It almost got half of her family swinging from a tree. So that's how her mama and daddy ended up in Mobile. They fled Louisiana in the middle of the night. While my grandmother, my great grandmother, was pregnant with my grandma. And they had to come to Mobile because they were going to be killed. So black people in this country can trace, some of us can trace. We know these stories, we hear them. They won 100 years ago. Some of them won even 60 years ago. And we tell these stories and we think, well, it won't happen now. And that's what happened to our grandparents, right? Not true. Because it's happening to us. I would just like to say that I was drunk on my high school picture. My graduation day. Can y'all see it? I was toasty. I was getting toasty. I hadn't looked at some of these pictures in years, y'all. It is happening all over again. It's sad. But what can we do? I figure by the time my grandchildren are here, that we won't be dealing with it so much. This was my senior picture, y'all. She was cute, wasn't it? That's one of my senior pictures. I still kind of look the same. Yeah, I was fly my senior year. I wore heels every day. This was on my 21st birthday. I had a little booty back then because I was, well, that was the picture angle, but I was lifting weights and stuff back then. That's when I was really like lifting weights and going to the gym. But that was when I was 21, y'all. I had the Kango. You couldn't tell me nothing. I was a hot girl. I was in Miami. I had just got off a cruise ship right there. I just want people to be able to realize that this country is still not where it needs to be. And as long as we keep having extreme bouts of racism, then we're going to keep having extreme reactions to it. And it's not going to get any better. And I think at this point, even white America has to stand up and say, okay, this is not right. Because if they don't, we're going to keep repeating the cycle. Look at Cameron. He was one. Sorry, y'all. My phone lost signal. I don't know if Kiera even has a copy of this picture of Cameron, but I'm gonna see. Yeah, I used to take a lot of pictures. I took a lot of pictures. I used to go and get my pictures taken all the time. Like, that was my thing. Get my pictures taken. I'm going to get some pictures done, sis. I used to love going to get my pictures taken. Oh, girl, you took a lot of pictures then. I used to go and get my pictures taken all the time. Like, that was one of my favorite ball games. I used to love to go to balls and stuff, so I would always have my pictures done. I remember when I took these pictures. I took these pictures after I had recovered from vertigo and being sick. That's why I look so pale, y'all. Cause I was jacked up. I was not a healthy person at all when I took those pictures. But I was just thankful to be alive because I thought I was gonna lose my life. Like, you can see how pale I am. Like, I was so unhealthy in that picture. I was on steroids. It was bad. Look at Cameron and Kiera. He was one on this picture. But yeah, I'm terrified. I'm losing sleep over this whole situation. I pray to God that nobody gets killed or nobody gets hurt while people out protesting. What really bothered me is seeing the protest in DC, y'all. Shit is real. Like, I've never seen a protest. Like, when I think about it, I think about, like, when I watch the documentaries on, like, the 60s and the 70s, how people protested at the White House. Like, I think about that because that's what it looked like on the news tonight, last night. Well, it's last night now. That's what I think about. Like, they was pulling the barricades, like they was trying to reinforce the barricades. The Secret Service, police, they were being overwhelmed. They was throwing gas and shit in the air, and most people, that gas will back them down. But if they been to jail or they been in the military, that gas ain't gonna do shit to them. Because I can tell you now, you fuck around and spray me with some gas or some pepper spray, you gonna get beat up because the shit don't work. I eat pepper spray because I had to learn how to maneuver in it when I worked in a prison. They used to spray us for fun to make sure we can handle ourselves if we ever had to let off a canister. Okay, if I get one more thumbs up, I will show y'all a picture of me and Frida when we were little girls. I think I was 3 here and Frida was 4. So if I get one more thumbs up, I'm going to show y'all this picture. And I'm going to not only show y'all that picture, I'm going to show y'all the picture of me when I was in preschool. Somebody gave a damn thumbs up too. Okay. So this is my preschool picture. Oh my God. That is so crazy. Okay. And then this is me and Freedom when we were little. This is 1987. Alfreda and Octavia. So I was born in 84. So yeah. Oh my God. We're in my grandparents' living room. It was Christmas time. I see the Christmas tree and the flowers. That's so crazy. I got to show Frida that. Oh my goodness. Your grandparents had the same TV. That was in everybody's household. And then when they put the new TVs out, everybody put the new TV on top of the old TV. I know I ain't the only person family who did that. Okay, so y'all, this is us up at the farm on the family estate up in the country. But this is my grandfather and his brother. And me. I think I was about 12 there. I already had boobies. But I had to get my hair cut. No, I think I was 10. I had to get my hair cut because my nerves was bad, y'all. As a child, I've been having PTSD issues and anxiety since I was little, and my hair would just fall out. So I had to always keep my hair cut until it would grow back. But this is a picture of me and my granddaddy and my sister Kiera, and I was in high school. I actually like my haircut short. What do y'all think about the short haircut? Let me see. What y'all think? Should I try a short haircut again? That was my pawpaw. Honey, you couldn't tell me nothing in this dress. I was drunk. Ooh, I was so drunk in this dress. In this picture right here, honey. Honey, I was drunk, okay? I was in Fayetteville. And honey, I was drunk. You talking about drunk? I was drunk. You remember them TVs too? Yes. Everybody had one of them in the living room. Another one of my drunken escapades. She was drunk there with her titties hanging out. I used to get told up, y'all. You can find me on Friday somewhere drinking in the club. We spent a lot of time in the country too. Oh my goodness, I forgot about these pictures. I don't go through my photo albums like that. But this is hilarious. Y'all was something serious. I was. I was something serious. You know the chick who used to always have a picture? I had a picture for every event. I went to a club in Fayetteville. I can't remember that club, but it was shortly. It was right before I met my husband. That was cute, y'all. Ooh. I'm just trying to feel better about life. You know? Because life will beat you down, man. Halloween. Honey, I used to be on it, okay? I wasn't nothing to play with. And the broken ones on the bottom, yep. That's how it went. Oh man, I used to hate that damn box TV because you know you had to get down there and turn it. And then when we got cable, we got the remote, but the cable wouldn't do too good on that one. It eventually burnt that bitch up. So then we had to go to the we had to get a new TV. We had to get a new TV, boy. And the new TV sat on that mug forever. My granny sitting on the porch. She had lupus, y'all. Her skin was really messed up from the lupus. Here's a picture of my mama when she was a little girl. Oh. So yeah, I'm trying to feel better. I'm trying to take my mind back to a time where, you know, we knew it was a lot of shit going on in the world, but we could escape it. We can't escape this shit. You cannot escape the injustice that's going on in the world. You can't escape how people are being killed. You can't escape how people are just being treated. This pandemic, you know, it's like, I hate to say it, but it was like Trump was the fucking Antichrist or something. Like, just shit we ain't never had to deal with in our lifetime, you know. It's crazy. Like, he brought so much chaos and so much hate. He just, the ugliness in people, he just made surface. Like, I ain't got nothing personal against the man, but I just really hope everybody get out and vote. Why lie? I got personal feelings about his ass. But he's completely disrupted the fiber of this country. Like, people was mad because we had a black president and they was doing crazy stuff. But yo, these people, some of this shit don't make no sense. It's crazy. I don't want it to get to a point where people are afraid to trust people based on their race. I don't want it to get to a point where we're looking at people like black people looking at white people like, if you really friend or foe, I don't want it to get to that point because I feel like it's going to get to that point. I don't want black people to feel like we already feel like we can't trust the cops. Like, you know, don't call the cops. You know what I'm saying? We already feel like we can't trust them. So I don't want to get to a point where people start hurting innocent police officers. Or like stuff is going on and we need them, but we can't call them because they going to come there and they going to make the shit worse, you know? I don't want to get to that point, y'all. That's what I don't want. So, I guess I can show y'all how you feel about him too. I think a lot of people feel that about him too. Because he just, you know, he just has made total chaos. Like, he's made our country like the laughing stock of the world. Like, I was so mad at him today, y'all, when he got up and did that conference today, that press meeting, and he started talking about damn China, and I'm like, nigga, the cities is on fire, like literally. I'm like screaming, yo, bitch, don't you see the cities is on fire? Like, people are rioting in the streets, and you worried about them rioting in fucking like overseas and what China is doing? Like, you. Yo, they organized with they protest, you know, like they got they protest down, like they fucking up the police over there, you know. They jumped the train, they sending drop links, like they, you know, they protesting heavy over there. Like, they go to work Monday through Friday and they fuck shit up on the weekend, you know. And I feel like that's gonna eventually come to a head too over there, you know, in Hong Kong, because they sick of the shit too that China is doing. But for him to get up on that podium and talk about China today, boy, I was hot. I wanted to break my TV. Let's talk about what's going on in America. Let's talk about that tweet, bro. When people started riding, you started shooting. Like, that blew me. Like, what? And y'all know they had a situation like that in the 70s. You gonna let history repeat itself? People need to pay attention. They had a situation where the National Guardian went in to a college and they killed innocent people. Well, they didn't. They were innocent. They were just protesters, but they went in and they killed people. And you want to send the National Guard in for that? And you know you got some people in the National Guard who probably gonna hurt some civilians. But from what I was seeing today, the National Guard didn't want no smoke because they're not allowed to engage. Like how the military engages in conflict is totally different from the police. So if they there, they just there to keep the peace. They're not gonna be shooting or hitting or doing anything like that because they have rules of engagement. And I'm keep thinking like, why the military got rules of engagement and the police don't, yo. Because I've seen like the rules of engagement for the military. I've seen them. And yo, it like them motherfuckers got to be about to kill you, blow you up, shoot you, a couple rounds. You got to try to de-escalate it, like with you know. And they tell you when you going through training, every situation should try to be de-escalated with as less force and damage and harm as possible. That's the first thing they tell you. And if it gets to that point, it should be force match force or exceeds one, which means you can match the force or the energy that person is doing. So if they punching your ass, you can punch them. But if they in handcuffs, you ain't supposed to punch them. If they throw their hands up, you're not supposed to hit them. Or one up, like so. If a motherfucker, if a motherfucker hit you, you can hit them back. You probably can tase them, but you can't just shoot them when they say one up force. But you know, like, hey, police officers don't do that. But I can tell you, if you would, you know, I seen correctional officers lose their job because they exceeded the limit of force when you know they was, you know, on an inmate. And I don't understand how correction officers lose their job a lot easier than police officers. Like that used to blow the fuck out of me, but I did see it happen. But they needed to lose their job though. So I just I want everybody to be safe. Be safe and hold on to their faith because I feel like you know, black people, our faith is tested constantly. Our faith in the system, just our faith. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like I feel like we always being tried, and people don't start listening until we start showing our ass. You can only keep poking the beast for so long. He gonna wake up and eat your ass, and that's what's happening. Like I know President Trump's scared as fuck. Like you know what? I was thinking about that too. Like if you live in certain states like New York, you good, you Gucci if you in New York in certain places. But like people in small towns and places, like yo, this shit is gonna get crazy. I mean, they gonna evict people. But my thing is like you ain't gonna be able to find nobody to rent that bitch out. So just leave them alone. When they get their money, let them catch up on their rent. And you know, let them start making their regular payments and then let people like catch up over the year. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be crazy. Like, fuck, man. It's crazy. But I think I'm just gonna say it. Like, what if God is punishing this country? Because we made a big. We knew he wasn't no good. The people who voted for him, they knew his ass wasn't no good, man. And this is just God whooping our ass. That's the only way I can think about it. Like, he's spanking our ass, and it just happens to be that the minorities are getting their ass spanked a little harder. You know what I'm saying? We always feel the crunch. You know, we feel the crunch before the rest of the country. You know what I'm saying? Like everything in the hood is always the same. Like, you know, we always prepared. You know, we bought all the fucking beans when this shit happened. Can't find no fucking beans in the store because all the black people got them. Because, you know, we know how to eat beans. We know how to make a meal out of nothing. Because we are not, we always been there. We always struggling. Like, we crawl out the gutter. A good portion of us. A good portion of us crawl out the gutter to make things out of ourselves. Or we crawl out of situations. Of generational situations. So even when we make it to the top, we never too comfortable because we already know the struggle is around the corner if you fuck up. Like I'm just being real. You know, we always prepare for the struggle. You can have $50 million in your account, but if you black, your ass still gonna eat oodles and noodles. And I can't eat the chicken stock, but I sure be eating the vegetable oodles and noodles. It's the reality. Like we strong, but shit, we can only take so much. You know? This shit crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. But I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I bought some stock. And I bought stock in electric. I bought stocks in gas companies, electrics. I got my stimulus check. I am not gonna lie. And I didn't go and do random stuff with it. I bought stock. I bought stock. I bought stock. I bought stock in GE. I bought stock in BP. I bought stock in General Elect. I bought stock in all energy companies, Macy's. I bought stock and I threw some more money in there. And I bought myself one little thing. And um the money I'm redoing my room with is money that I've saved over time. But I bought stock and I put some money in my savings. I bought stock. Because the last time I bought stock, well, I pretty much cashed out. But the last time I bought stock is when Bush fucked up everything. Yo, because they, I don't know, man. I don't know. I like to think that we had a very educated black president, and a lot of people couldn't handle it. A lot of people who don't look like us couldn't handle it. So they went the extreme. Like we had the extreme smart, handsome, charismatic, loving kind. I love my wife. I love my country. I'm educated. I got a degree in criminal justice. I am a teacher of political science and constitutional law. We had somebody who, and now we got somebody who knows nothing about the. I'm embarrassed to say this. He knows nothing about the Constitution. Look, I'm gonna tell you the quickest way to buy stock. PayPal. I mean, Cash App. If you want to buy stock and you're not trying to go through a stock broker and you just want to start investing small money, Cash App got you. Okay, if you got a Cash App, you can buy stock. And I buy cheap stock. I research the company first. Like I bought stock in Hertz because Hertz just declared bankruptcy, Chapter 11. They're not going out of business. However, they are restructuring, and when they do take off, and when the travel season does start, their stock is going to skyrocket. And I bought stock in fuel companies, and I bought stocks in amusement parks. I bought stocks in things that are going to rebound in the next year. I know that my investments are not going to pay off. I don't care if the market drops because I still own the shares. Like people like, I lost so much money. You still own the shares. The shares will rebound. You know, I just bought stock. I bought stock in gas companies, electric companies. I bought stocks in things that people are going to use, or penny stocks or dollar stocks. That's what I did. You know, I bought stocks in FM radio back in the day when they was like 20 cents a share. I bought like $7. And when that shit went public and traded out, yo, I made almost $5,000. So you just gotta look for startup companies. Look at companies that not doing good. They can file bankruptcy. They restructuring. Hertz is not going out of business. I'm not sweating it. I know that stock's gonna be bound. Gasoline, propane, stuff like that, natural gas, fracking, all that stuff is gonna rebound. So I wasn't stressing. So that's why I bought those stocks. Let me get my charger. So I basically got stock and things I knew that was gonna rebound in a couple of months. I'm not looking. I'm a patient investor when I do invest, y'all. So I'm not looking for a quick turnaround. I'm not what I put into the stock market. I'm not worried about losing. Because I know it can rebound if I have a good day, and I feel like some shifty stuff gonna happen. Um, as soon as I make back what I lost, I break even. I sell, buy something else. That's basically how I do it. I'm not like a stock guru. I do my research. That's all I'm gonna tell y'all. It's a lot easier to just, you know, go on Cash App, look at the different ones, and you can buy in right there through Cash App at 8:30 in the morning. When the NASDAQ open, if you buy them at night, when they open at 8:30, you got your shares. That's the easiest way. You can do $5. You can, I think, no, I think the minimum is 10. You can do one time payment, or weekly, bi-weekly, or daily where you buy. But it just depends on you. And if they send me another stimulus check, I'm putting half of it in the bank and I'm investing the other half. That's what I'm gonna do. I was not planning on going into 2020 with all this craziness. I got to get my weight back down. I have been looking at vendors to start my jewelry company, to start selling my jewelry, because I get a lot of questions about, oh my God, I like those earrings, I like this, I like that. So I want to bring you guys things that I wear, or little things that you like, so I can be like, okay, this is where you can get it. No, cut out the middleman. And also, y'all, I've been working on my hair bonnets. They are so cute. So I'm out of elastic. I have about 6 of the hair bonnets made, and I'm going to post them on here on Monday. I'm going to come on Monday, and I'm going to let y'all know which ones I have, and then y'all can DM me first, and if you want them, leave me a message, cash at me. You guys will probably be able to cash at me right while I'm on. I'll let y'all know which ones I'm doing, but they'll be ready Monday or Tuesday to be sold. So I'm gonna sell them for 15 each. They the big haired bonnets. I got different fabric. I got pink. I'm gonna do reversible. I got yellow. I got a lot of different colors. So I really wanted to make sure that I made them right. I got solid black with the leopard little bow on it. We Gucci over here. So you guys will be able to buy those. I'm really trying to focus on building multiple streams of income. I'm not gonna lie. Like, my mind is somewhere different right now. And I want to bring you guys more videos, cooking videos. I'm definitely going to still be doing live cooking shows, my regular videos. And I'm going to be doing, I think, was that last week I did a makeup video? I did a live makeup here. I'm going to be doing that I'm going to be doing more videos here. I know somebody was saying they want me to talk to y'all about investments. All the changes that I'm making, that is why I changed the name of the channel to It's My Life. Because I really want y'all to come into my life and kind of see how I live. Because there's a lot going on. I'm in counseling. I'm in marriage counseling. I'm in therapy. I got to get tested. I know that I have autism. I got to get tested for autism. Husband is retiring. I have a lot going on behind the scenes, and I still have been able to upload, get on here, still try to build something for, you know, myself, for my family, for my future kids. It's a lot. And I really want to be able to sit down in a comfortable space and really talk to y'all. I haven't moved around. Like right now, I'm at my desk. I've changed my office around. I'm fixing it so that I can sit here. Like that's why I wanted to like fix everything so I can sit here comfortably and talk to y'all. The mirror that was up here, I'm redoing. I want to have spaces where I can sit down and talk to y'all comfortably. And I want to have like, I have somebody come in to do a video. We're going to do probably a live with sex toys and gadgets. So we're going to talk about the female anatomy. We're going like toys and stuff like, because we grown. Okay, this is grown. There's nobody underage on my channel. So I have somebody, we're gonna come and do one of those so y'all can purchase. I'm gonna tell you, okay, y'all don't know everything about Bam, but Bam is a sex goddess, okay? I just want y'all to know that. So I have somebody and we're gonna do a live. We're gonna have her come here because she sells the products and stuff, and just talk about like being comfortable with your sexuality, your sensuality as a woman. The men who are on the channel, you know how to get your woman right, what you can use. We're gonna get in all into that next month. But I want to have my office space ready so that I can come out of the kitchen and we can come in here. We can do makeup. We can have female time. We can really talk about a lot of different things because I'm not the same Bam who started here on YouTube when I started. My life has changed. I've evolved. I'm not 29 years. I'm not 29. I'm not 30. I'm 35. And my mindset when I started on YouTube is totally different. My mindset from 2 years ago is totally, my mindset from last year is totally different. So that's why I changed the name of the channel. I know it kind of turns some people off, but I can't just give y'all Bam in front of the camera all the time and not give y'all like who I am. I don't want to be one of those YouTubers who walk around here lying to y'all, trying to fake the funk. And I know that if I was in some drama or I was doing some crazy stuff or I was trying to live a life and make people think I have more than what I have, my channel would probably be huge right now. You know, I have had some YouTube channels and some YouTubers to reach out to me. They got like drama going on. They have this going on and they want me to come in and do stuff with them. I tell them to get the fuck away from me, okay? Because I don't need, my life is drama enough. But I know that's why my channel hasn't grown because I don't really interact with a lot of YouTubers. And the only YouTubers I can name them on hand. Cooking with Honey. Pineapple Vegan, I'll talk to her. I'll send a couple messages to Queenie and watch her videos and the popcorn kit. Like, I stay in my lane. I don't bother a lot of YouTubers. When I get new YouTubers, people tell me to check out. I talk about the YouTubers that I like. I don't get into YouTube drama. I don't discuss YouTube drama. And it's always some drama on YouTube, honey. I'm probably gonna do a reaction video for you guys, like on a video, like on a music video or something that comes out, but I don't do drama because, honey, your girl, I'm not built for it. And I know that's the problem. I find that when YouTubers don't have drama or they don't have some type of scandal going around, it's hard to grow your channel. And it seems like that's the only way to grow your channel, or unless you get a shout out from a bigger YouTuber. Other than that, you know, it don't happen. And I don't mind shouting out other YouTubers. I just don't shout out YouTubers that I haven't communicated with verbatim, or I don't watch, or I don't support their content. Like, their content ain't with me. I don't support YouTubers like that. Or I don't support YouTubers who send certain messages. Because, like, I don't want people to think I'm down with that shit. Because I'm not down with it. But I guess I can give you guys a sneak peek. Like the office is coming together. I'm gonna take these sconces down and this down, and I'm going to spray another coat of gold over them, and like a lacquer to like make them shiny. So I'm gonna take all these down and spray them over tomorrow and put them back up. And I was working on I did 2 DIY videos for y'all, so y'all should be proud of me. Okay, I'm working on one. I did a video on a review for the chairs that I have in here. Yes. So when you download Cash App, it's going to have like this little squiggly line. Those are the investments. Hit that button. And you got to connect your checking account to Cash App and see. Now, be careful because you're going to have days when the stock market going to be like, did I lose my money? You might lose a little money, but you keep the shares. You don't lose shares, you just lose cash. But there are going to be days where it rebounds. And if you make a whole bunch of money, sell that shit and take your money and get out. If you just in there to make $50 and you hit the market one day and you make $50, that's all you want to do. You can leave it in there and see what it do. Or you can sell it and take your money and get the hell on, or you can buy more stock. I always just buy more stock. You know. If you buy, like, you're not wasting money. I feel like it. Like, if you spend $5 here, $10 here eating, you can put that money in a stock. It's gonna grow. It's gonna do something. Start a portfolio. I'm building a portfolio. That's my goal. And then I'm going to eventually get a broker to take care of that. Once I get my stock where I want it, I'm probably gonna do something. It's a whole lot. I'm doing the research. As I learn, I will come to y'all and talk to y'all about it. But I'm all about investments. We're going to get into how to fix your credit because, y'all, I need some help. But we're going to do it together. So, yeah, that's why I want the room set up. I want my office space set up so we can come in here and have real adult conversations. And I'm comfortable and I don't feel like my room looks crazy and shit. Like, I don't want that. And I want it to look professional because I am going to start having people come and talk and do different things, and we still gonna be doing a lot of cooking shows. I'm on a 24-hour fast. Like, I'm trying to get my body back to where I can fast long term. So I've been doing 24 hours, 48 hours, 18 and 12. That's how I get my body regulated until I can go into the fast. Because, y'all, I was eating emotionally. Okay, I have been stressed, but I'm feeling a lot better. And then, like, a good consultation with your therapist a couple days out of the week, and you feel better. So I know that I'm out of control, but I'm nowhere near where I was. So I'm not getting back there. And I think, to be honest with you, a lot of people have gained weight during quarantine. I ain't the only one. Okay, because ain't no gyms open, and I don't like working out at home. But I have been walking, so I started out with 2 miles again, and now I'm gonna go back up to my 5, 6, and 8 miles a day, like I was doing. So I'll let y'all know when I get back to doing that. But yeah, so I'm actually working on a video, a DIY video for you guys in here. And I ran out of flowers because I was doing that mirror that was right there. I'm actually doing it as a flower mirror. And I ran, I bought like $12, $14 worth of flowers from Dollar Tree, and I still ran out of flowers. But I'm doing a video on the DIY of it. I got one video right now on here that's actually mixing down. I'm gonna put up tomorrow morning. Ooh, it's almost done. It's almost done mixing down. Well, I did edit it earlier, so I'll turn it around, but it's just basically me. Okay, I don't know what happened, but my camera keeps going out. So I have a video that's almost done editing now. But y'all, was down here recording. I've never done a DIY on YouTube, but this is the flower mirror that I'm working on. So it's almost done. So it's gonna go back up on that wall, and this is the sitting area. Look at my tummy. This is the sitting area right here. that I'm going to be doing, like when I have people come and talk on the channel and everything, and when I do my product reviews and stuff. So this is where I'm going to be sitting. I did a review on these chairs and showing you guys how to put them together and talking about the price of them and where I got them from, so you guys will see that. I still have this mirror. Everything just starting to look real nice in here. I got to finish this area right here. Like I said, I'm taking all of these sconces and stuff down, and I'm going to repaint them in that Love You. And the lamp, I've also been recording a video on how I'm redecorating the room, and all the little DIY projects I'm going to do separate videos on. So I got this lamp from my sister, and I bought the shade. I have to fix the shades on here though. I bought the shades for like $12 for two, and I just cleaned the lamp up. But this tables, I got two of them for $25. I'm going to spray paint them gold. And I got another one over there, so I have to take the tops loose. But it's a little junky in here because I'm working on a lot of stuff. But I'm gonna finish putting this wall back together tomorrow night. So in the morning, well, when I wake up after I go to sleep, I'm gonna go and get some more flowers to finish that mirror. And the flowers are going to mimic the flowers in these pictures right here. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. Everything else is still the same. I got a shoe try on haul video I do from Ross. I got 4 shoes. But I need to do my feet because they look crazy. So I have a lot of stuff that I'm going to be recording in here. And I'm just trying to get everything together so that I can really come in here and give you guys more videos, cooking videos, and just a lot of different stuff, you know. And I know everybody's not going to like it and everybody's not going to tune in. But, you know, if you want to see it, it's here. You know, obviously at this point, I'm not doing YouTube for the money. Because last month, honey, I didn't even get paid. I got paid this month. I didn't get paid last month. And like I said, I do YouTube because I love it. It's not definitely not a paycheck. Because, you know, sometimes I make you gotta make $100 to get a check, okay? And sometimes I make just enough. You know, like during the holidays, I was probably making $300 or $400. That's why I was able to do more videos. But I don't make that much. So when I'm here talking to y'all and putting up videos and editing it, I'm really doing it because I love doing YouTube, and I really want to, because I'm not making a living doing YouTube. I spend more money doing YouTube than I've ever made on YouTube. And I know that's crazy to some people, but I mean, I'm just telling the truth, you know. I really like doing YouTube. I really like interacting with y'all. It's hard for me to interact with people. Like, if you meet me in public and I'm all weird and stuff, please don't take it personal. I'm just not good with people in public, okay? In public settings. So yeah, that's pretty much what's been going on, y'all. And I'm gonna do a live cooking show tomorrow. I'm gonna definitely finish that mirror tomorrow. I'm gonna show you guys how to spray paint and make stuff look gold, but shiny gold, not like dull, like this gold looks gold. I got some stuff so I can spray paint it so it looks shiny. I'm gonna show y'all how to do that tomorrow. Well, I'm gonna record myself doing that tomorrow with these tables right here and this lamp. I'm gonna paint that lamp gold, and I'm gonna clean the shades, and I'm gonna put it in that corner with a plant. And I need to go through that rack of clothes and thin it out. And I just got like a couple more things to do in here, and then I'm done. But I probably will just go ahead and record a sit down video over in the sitting area. And I probably will be doing makeup videos from this area, and I'll be doing them at the vanity. And I'm gonna come and show y'all, do like some just different stuff, you know. You know what I got to lose? Nothing, honey. I got some shoes I need to get rid of. I got clothes I need to go through. I got a lot of stuff to do, but I'm okay. I'm feeling better. I am gonna do a haul from Ross. Y'all, I got a Michael Kors bag out of Ross. No lie. I think it was 59 or $69. Um, I don't know how that happened. I went in right after they cleared everything. Um, so yeah, I got this purse. Well, I most of my, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I got a thing for Michael Kors and Guess. Um, and I like Steve Madden. I stick to generally most bags. I stick with Guess, Michael Kors, and Steve Madden. Those are my bags right there. But and I have one London Fall bag, which is my travel bag. But y'all, I got this right here. How much was it? $59. And I'm gonna do a haul on it. And those shoes. And then I had somebody to ask me to talk about my purses. So I don't have like no expensive bags, y'all. I need to I need to do something about that area too. Yeah, I'm gonna take care of that tomorrow. I don't have no expensive bougie bags. I had one bag and I sold it because I never wore it. It was pointless to me. If I was a type of person who wore bags all the time, like I switch my bags out like every 2 weeks or something. But listen, see a point of having a bag like that. So yeah, I'm gonna do a bag. Then I saw a video where people try on all their shoes, all their favorite shoes. So I'm gonna do a lot of like little fun videos and just cooking videos, live cooking videos and everything. But y'all, I'm about to go take me a shower. I can't do nothing else in here. I'm not spray painting nothing tonight because I'll probably mess it up. And I need to record to finish that video. And then I'll be back on tomorrow. When this video finished editing, it'll go up in the morning because it'll be done by then. And then I'm gonna go live and cook tomorrow around 8 o'clock. So yeah, I'm gonna go get me a shower. I love y'all. Have a good night. Keep the people in this country who are suffering the most in your prayers, like I will. And just love on your family. And, try to just be happy. And we're going to have a lot of fun going into June. I want this room done before June the 3rd. It'll be done, though. But, yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun in June. Guaranteed. So, I'll see you guys later.